Hey, everybody. Let's talk about the future. Now, this class is focused on science, technology, and society. And one thing that I've hopefully shown throughout the course of the semester has been how hard it is to predict the impact of any particular aspect of these on the others. They exacerbate each other in particularly thorny ways. So you might think about the space race, for example, as one person or two people deciding to push their countries uh, to fund their passion projects. But so too is their country's goals funneling their actions, right? So each event influences the other, and it's hard to say what's leading what. I don't know what the future holds, and I don't think anybody else does either. But I know that people have proposed a variety of extreme scenarios, from the extremely positive post-human heaven of the transhumanists, where we conquer mortality, disease, are connected permanently, and there's as yet unimagined possibilities up ahead, through to hell, where some sort of artificial intelligence destroys all of mankind. Um, and in between, there's a variety of things, right? So there's risks that evildoers will harm, in fact, terrorize particular groups, will dehumanize people where we can't recognize our future selves at all. There'll be a permanent, serious division between the haves and have-nots, which I guess is more serious than what we have. Uh, Maybe there's no sudden leaps. There's just gradual change. Um, Maybe we get to make some modifications to make some people's lives easier, and there's others that are possible that some people do and others don't. Um, Maybe we limit possible risks and maximize possible rewards, right? So who knows what the future holds? One thing I find interesting when thinking about this is looking at the past to see what people in the past thought the future held. And so I collect some of these drawings and postcards, um, predictions that people have made. Every year I have a different cluster, whether it's science fiction authors predicting what 2015 was going to be like, or um, experts predicting 2018, people in 1900 at a World's Fair predicting the year 2000, which is where a lot of these images are coming from. I find them fascinating. All right, so people in 1900 thought that we would have Zeppelin ships that would cross oceans. They also thought that some combination of trains and bicycles, or trains and cars, or bicycles and cars, um, along with turret guns, were going to make this Mad Max dystopian hellhole. Um, he thought that we would have all sorts of increased intelligence and will and ability, and we'd be linked to computers. Arguably, we sort of are. Possibly not in the way that they predicted this. In the past, they predicted Roombas, although they looked much different than they do now. They predicted that farms would be automated, which they are, although probably not to this effect. That suits would be able to be made to fit people's measurements, although the exact setup here is a little different than what we see. That architects would be able to design things that would just get constructed by machines. I mean, we have design software, and machines do a lot. I think this was a bit optimistic. and that we'd have machines that would be able to powder us and put on our makeup and um, shower us and whatnot. I mean, and if anybody wants to really put on their makeup in a fraction of a second, that just seems. I mean, maybe in the future, maybe not yet. It's the same with automated barbers, which, um, there are clippers, I guess, that kind of serve this role, but not quite in the same way. Um, I like the idea of people thinking that this is a FaceTime or Zoom, right? People thought it'd be fascinating to be able to see shows or hear shows that were going on somewhere far away. One of the bottom images is people sitting around radium instead of a fireplace because it was a nice, more natural, warm light. Uh, you don't really want to do that. We didn't discover how cancerous that was for quite a while. Um, we thought that there'd be a lot more flying going around, right? There'd be fly-throughs and flying cops and flying shows, and people would rescue ships from their airplanes. There is flying, and it is regulated in similar ways. I don't think it's as personal as we expected it to be. I don't really trust lots of people driving, let alone 3 dimensions, right? I don't trust that they would upkeep their vehicles enough to make it not leak oil or whatnot. But who knows? Maybe the nearer future will be different. So they kind of missed, like, flying. We had ideas and we missed a good chunk of it. One of my favorites is how instruction was going to work. Professor would just like load up books into a crank, and there would be one poor student that uh, wouldn't get educated. They'd be the TA, I guess, and everybody would just learn. Um, I guess that's kind of what you guys are doing now. You're logging onto a thing. Technology being is feeding you information. It's quite different, though. Um, it- People thought that we would go reverse fishing, which just seems like a waste of time. That we'd ride seahorses, genetically engineered seahorses, which, sure, that's ridiculous. That we'd be able to grow chickens in an automated way. We've automated some things, perhaps not that. Mobile homes are a thing, but recruiting whales as your slave, like as your horses, hasn't yet happened. We could just use motors for that same effect. Um, we have mobile homes. We don't have mobile towns. We predicted mobile towns. Um, we predicted that we'd be able to like cover up the entirety of a town to prevent weather from falling on it, which outside the Simpsons hasn't really been done. There'd be glass bottom tourism in the oceans, which does happen. Um, People would ride water wheels and walk on water. Not in any real sense. That we'd be able to control the weather. Um, I think that's sort of been attempted. I don't think it's very successful. That we'd run rails through the oceans, which, why? What do we think that? Why would we do that? That didn't happen. Um, then you'd be able to like listen in and see uh, performances going on elsewhere. Um, that we'd be able to travel in automated conveyor belts. We wouldn't have to walk as much. We'd move around the city that way. We'd be able to like travel the world and go to the North Pole. If we can do that. We don't have automated walkways outside of airports, really. We'd greet each other on blimps. Blimps kind of went away with the Hindenburg. That police would be able to see through walls and see robbers. It's a bit of a stretch. I guess we can use X-rays to see some things. We don't use it for police work as much. One of my favorites is this bottom center one, that if women were allowed to go to work, that all of society would go haywire. Men would have to stay home and take care of the offspring, which, gasp, would be terrible. That women would be going to bars and being served by men. That men would be in kissing booths, and that women would be smoking in cigar clubs, and that we'd have like storks delivering babies rather than pregnant women. I guess. I mean, society changes enough that this seems ridiculous. Roller skating, rollerblading, fighters that would fly to fires, that sort of thing. People would be working around the clock because time zones wouldn't matter. They kind of called that one. The children would go to school for their social aspect rather than for the educational aspect. I mean, and the babysitting aspect. Mail will focus mostly on parcels. I guess email does most of the rest. I don't know, about half of these seem to be like spot on. You kind of have to like search for the rest of these to be in any way near plausible. And then some of these are just way out of, it's just ridiculous. Food would be synthetic. You could call in your votes. You could, I mean, it is technically feasible, although politically that's been a bit of an uphill struggle, despite the fact 70% of Americans want to have mail-in votes. There would be one job market all around the world, which is closer to the truth, but honestly, there's reasons why we wouldn't want that. Let's see. 2 scientists rescuing astronauts stranded in orbit. We've done things for astronauts in orbit. Hasn't, I mean, yeah, sure. Robots or intelligent animals could be household helpers. I mean, we have intelligent animals. I don't know how ubiquitous they are. And I don't know what it counts for have a robot cook for you. The microwave cooks for me. All right, so that was just fun. That was just like me going through some fun things and talking about them. And the next video will be the last one for the class. And that will be one in which we try to take some serious lessons. Okay? I'll see you then.